M73 here. Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Build the Millennium Falcon. This episode we're looking at issue 67. Not really much in issue 67, but we've got some of these panels. We're going to be, well, we won't be putting these on, I think, until the next issue. But let's take a quick look at this issue, and then we'll get, I don't know, we'll figure something out. Let's see here. So there's the cover. You guys have seen the cover before. Or, well, probably not. The new class attack transport shuttle. Alright. Read about that. There's the little robot guys. Come on now. We've got Coruscant Detention Sentry. We've got, that's just more about it. Okay. We have the Smuggler's Guide Part 2. So you can read about that. And we get our parts. So we've got these two parts, and I think there are, yeah, there's a little packet of screws in here. I'm going to go ahead and open this up for you guys. And, yeah, we've got packet of these, you can see these like button head screws, like but they're self-tapping, and basically I think, is that all the parts? We're going to be getting these little panels that essentially go in between. I can't believe that oh wait, yeah, there is one in here. We get one of these panels in this issue, and I think it's going to go something like this. It doesn't seem right at all. These would go side by side, but there's got to be like a specific way these go in, so that they seat. That does not seem right. That seems right. Okay. There is a specific way that you will put these panels in, so just be aware of that when you're in, putting your model together. But these pieces are going to go in like this somehow. Come on, man. Come on now, you're making me look bad. Alright, there we go. You gotta put this one on first and then this one. So, I know some people have complained about these seam lines. Supposedly there are going to be greeblies that are going to cover that up, so I'm not sure that we should really freak out about it just yet. But, we're not going to be installing this yet, but it's going to go on right like here. Something like this, and then there's going to be like these gigantic screws that screw down right there. But I guess it's just going to be kind of like hanging off here on the back. I don't really see any other screw holes or anything like that go in the bottom. So I'm a bit concerned with how this large flap is going to attach, because if it only attaches with 6 screws, somebody might come, or I don't know, maybe you're trying to mount your rocket, your Falcon somewhere, and you grab it and it like flips this up. I don't know. I just don't see this as a very strong point. But that looks pretty cool so far. In the next issue, we're going to get the piece that goes here, and then one of these two pieces. I don't know exactly which. So we'll have this and one of the other pieces this month, and then we have to wait until next month to get the last piece to finish this top portion. And then we start off with, getting the front part done. And then I think the radar dish is next month too, I hope. So I'm going to set this aside because we're actually not going to be doing that. And I need to find the little packet of screws, because I want to kind of keep everything together. And I'll set those right over here somewhere. Like so. And then in this issue, we're actually going to be assembling the recess for the starboard recess, which is going to go over here. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, it's just these 2 pages. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'm going to get this stuff out of the way, and we will start gluing. Okay, guys, I'm going to actually kind of try to do this at an angle. Hopefully it is not too super annoying to see, but I'm going to try to kind of keep things a little bit straight for you guys. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, so we need, for this stage, you need 4 parts provided with issue 66, the recess itself, the machinery that fits into it, and the 2 screws that come with, the 2 screws with plan-on details. Okay, nothing else in this, excuse me, this bag from last issue. So we've got all this stuff. Okay. So we are going to need, I think, pretty much all the parts from this, right? It looks like it. And then one of the parts, this guy right up here, from this sprue. This shows where the 13 details fit. The order of the fitting is important as some overlap others. Okay. Okay, so start by trimming number 1 off the sprue, which is going to be this piece up here. Remember, guys, buy yourself a good set of sprue cutters. It will dramatically reduce the amount of sanding that you have to do later. Of course, I say that, and now I'm having to sand. You guys are like, Brad, you're so full of it. I know, guys. My eyes are brown, right? Actually, my eyes are brown. Okay. This piece, okay, we gotta make sure this is in the correct orientation. And it looks like this piece is going to go in like so. You guys can see how that piece is in there with like these 2 little protrusions at the bottom, I guess. So let's see, glue. Okay, so we glue that piece in first. So again, super glue. Let's try to get the magazine out of the way. I don't want to get any glue on the magazine here. Okay. And I'm just going to give, let's see, I want to position it in my hand, so all I have to do is go so yeah. And do I have to make the noise at the same time? Okay, there we go. All right. Push that down on there a little bit. Next up is we've got this big piece here. It says align 2. This is part number 2. With the 4 corners in the recess, 2 indicated here. Glue number 2 into the recess, fitting 1 through the slot in the centre. Or center, actually. I'm just making fun of the language difference. Alright, so it's going to go like this. Now, I know some of you guys, I saw a video, and I can't remember exactly who it was, but someone actually went and painted inside of this black first. I'm actually not going to do that. Just looking at it, I think it looks fine. This is all, it's already going to be coated in black primer anyway, and then I'm going to go back over it with the insignia white, and then we're going to dirty it up from there. So I'm not really too worried about getting the inside of that black, because I'll be able to get enough of it black with the airbrush for it not to matter. So For me, not that big of a deal. Just kind of want to run a bead of glue around. Make sure you get the 4 posts coated in glue. Come down the side there and there we go. All right, so now we need to cut off part number 3, which is going to fit in here. This is actually where this part is going to get a little bit difficult. Now, before you actually glue anything, always test fit your parts. Always. Especially when you've got, see all these little, look at all the little holes in there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 holes. And something is bound to get, ooh, on this piece right here, come on, there is a little kind of protrusion off the top. You don't want to cut that off. Okay, anyway, refocus here. You know, it will be very easy to mix something up there. So, you know, take your time, don't rush it. Fit, you know, test fit is often, whoops, what's going on over here? Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Okay. So this piece is going to fit into, there's 2 holes. It should be these 2 holes here. So that should go right in there like that. I'm pretty sure, pretty confident that's where it's going to go. Next we have part number 4, which it's kind of funny, like the haphazard way that these parts are actually fit onto the sprue, because they're not numbered in any logical order other than what's on the page. All right, so again, we've got, okay. Cut this piece out. All right. You're like, Brad, you've got another type of file. Yes, I know. I like to use different files that have, you know, that I can file different shapes with. 3 separate files on one piece, that must be a new record. This piece is going to fit in like here in the next holes. I'm just kind of like test fitting these for right now. I'm going to go back in a moment and glue several of them. All right, glue number 5 into this square hole in the recess. So there's going to be a hole going here. I don't know why they didn't have us glue that in before we even put that piece on, but whatever. Part number 5 is this one. Kind of looks like a weird swastika looking thing. I'm sure it is not, but just the shape is somewhat swastika-like. No offense to anyone out there. Okay, that side's good. This side. Okay. And how's it going to glue in? It is going to glue in. There is a... Actually, let's go ahead and glue these pieces. I'm pretty confident just looking at the rest that those aren't going to cause any problems. I don't think I have I've got these tweezers, which I'm not a big fan of. So again, this is going to fit right in here like this. Okay. I don't know where I got these tweezers, but they're absolutely horrible. I've had them for a very long time, but I don't know where these came from. I bet these are 25 years old. Okay. And then again, this one fits. Yep, okay. This one has quite a bit of surface area, actually. Okay. All right. So how does this thing fit in now? Okay, looking at the pictures, you can see there's two like long arms and two there's basically 4 points on each side. There are two kind of longer protrusions off of two of them and shorter ones off of the other two. There's also two other pieces that kind of point out at us. Those two pieces, it looks like, should go to the left. So if I look at the back, yeah, I think that is correct. So I think being the key word. So this should fit in basically like this. Is that right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. So what I'm gonna do, this is gonna be kind of a tricky... kind of see, it's a pretty small piece. I'm going to see where I can kind of grab it from. I think right there would be pretty good. But yeah, it's not really wanting to go. Okay, I'm going to put a piece, just a piece of glue. Just a dab of glue. Like that, and then I'm gonna just try to fit that piece right in there and hold it. I'm actually gonna kind of push in on it as well until I kind of feel that it's cured. Well, it's not gonna fully cure, but you know, until it's starting to hold. And come on now. So now you can see the two prongs with the longer ends kind of on the bottom and the right, the shorter ends on the top and the left. Okay. Back to that. Okay. Okay. So we've got number 5. Number 6 is what? I think it's this piece right here. Yep. Okay. All right. That one has kind of like a little notch on the top. The orientation of that is going to be upwards, I think. I think it actually goes right here on this little block. That looks correct to me. So I will just dab some glue down there. And perfect. All right. Next, let's see, 6 is going to be 7. Part number 7 is off of the other sprue. It's this big gigantic piece here. There we are. Okay. This fits like this right in there. And I think I'm going to see this one actually has a little bit of excess material on this one side, so I want to kind of get that off, because looking down in it, it just doesn't look very good. Now it looks great. All right. So this piece basically glues right in. Align 7 with these holes in the recess. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Next is number 8, which is kind of this big piece here. Kind of has like 2 kind of little cans on it. I don't know. Maybe it's like the oil filter for the Millennium Falcon. Or the synthetic lubricant filter. There we go. Something tells me that by the time, you know, a civilization gets to hyperspace or hyperspeed or light speed, they're probably not going to be using fossil fuels as oils. But who knows? All right, so that piece is going to go right in there. All right. Yes. Just give it a dab of glue. Okay. And again, it's those 2 holes right there. Press it into place. We're good to go. Part number 9. Where is pot number 9? This part. Go ahead and cut that one out. Okay. And it has like kind of like a circular, like a larger circle and a small circle. The larger circle goes to the right, if I am correct, which I always am. I think that's a bit too much glue on there, so I'm gonna just dab some of that off before I install this part. Come on. There we go. All right. 4 more steps and we will be done. Glue number 10 into the hole indicated and glue its legs to the recess. Okay. Part number 10 is not on that sprue. It is this large V-shaped, not really large, it's pretty small actually, but do take care when cutting it off of the sprue. It does appear to be relatively dainty. Or delicate. Okay, so where does this go again? There's a little hole right here. Hopefully you can see that. And the block end goes there. And then I guess the legs, I guess those just fit onto the, what does it say? And glue the legs into the recess. So I guess we're just going to put a little bit of glue on each of the legs. Like that and that. And then onto the little square there. And just kind of push the ends of the legs down like so. And I don't think it's going to go anywhere. All right. Next, part number 11 is this giant piece out here. And looks like we're just cutting that off. There and there. And there. And then this basically just kind of sets in here. Now it says glue 11 to the 2 holes indicated and glue its legs into the slots above. Glue 12. Okay. So it is telling us that it does want us to glue the legs up there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the outside here, on the outside there. And then also onto the, the bottom, or the 2 pegs on the bottom. Now you can put quite a bit of glue on there if you want. It's not that big of a deal because it will be hidden from view for the most part. And I do see a little tab of super glue that I want to get off of there. I may have been too late. That'll be all right. All right. Okay, 12 and 13 are the last 2 pieces of this set. So, part number 12 is this one. Yep. Oh, there's 2 more pieces on here. Okay. I feel like I missed a step. Did I miss a step? Because there's one extra piece on here. No, I don't see it. Okay, well, maybe it's for something else. And is that square or round? No, it's kind of rounded. These little triangular files are like the nicest little files, and they are dirt cheap. They're only like $1.50, $2, something like that. At least at my hobby shop they are. Okay, so the larger end goes. No, I'm gonna glue it back to the sprue. The larger end goes down here into the slot on the side, and then the other end just goes right there. That'll be easy. Yeah, glue the other end to the side of part number 2, which is the large piece that we put in towards the beginning. So a little bit of extra super glue on there. All right, I think that is in there. This piece doesn't have to be perfect. You can have it up or down. I think the way the part fits in there is, allows it to give it some variety, but that's essentially how I have it in there. It is about maybe halfway up the side on that part number 2. So it's cured probably already, so it's not going to go anywhere. Finally, glue number 13 into this hole. 13 is is it like a post? On here, it's definitely... Huh. Goes right there. But what is this extra piece for? I don't get it. I don't understand. There's 2 pieces. Did they like forget to glue it in or something? Because they just list... See how part 13 is listed? It's like... I think it's this one because it's touching that one, but it's not touching the other one. Okay. Some details will not be used until later, so store them safely, especially the single part left on the smaller sprue. So it is the other 2. Okay. Or the other... If you're looking at it from this way where it says issue 66 on the left, it is the right piece with the long piece coming off the bottom. So that's the correct one. Okay. Okay, now it is keyed. There is like a little notch on one of the circles, so it only goes in like one way. So before you install it or glue it permanently, be absolutely sure you know which way it goes in. This little notch on the top is going in a downward right direction from the the perspective of this piece. So just looking at it on the the pictures, that does appear to be correct. So just a little dab of glue. If I'm going to get any glue on my fingers, it's going to be right now, guys. And kind of come on, I just have to push it in now. All this stuff dries so fast. Okay. Alright, so it's going to look something like that. I kind of don't feel like I got it in there perfectly, but I'm looking at it on the pictures. It looks alright. So, see if I can refocus there. So that is the piece. Boy, it took a long time. We're almost at 38 minutes just on the recording. But that's it. So what do we have next? We have issue 68, where we've got the two pieces here. I'm pretty sure issue 68 is just the assembly of that big panel, which is going to be, again, it's going to be the pieces that we looked at the beginning of this episode. So I'm going to set the other sprue pieces aside. And just really quickly, we are going to bring this over. Actually, I need to close up my super glue. And I have to remove one of these screws. That is not the correct screwdriver. Everybody's screaming because I'm backing that screw out. I'm pretty sure that we use the shorter of the brass self-tapping screws. And I'm just going to flip this over. I'm going to just, like I did the other one over here, I'm just going to put one screw in on each side. And that's how we're going to leave it, because I will be removing these to prime them. And but I just want to kind of see how it looks right now, because I deserve to, darn it. Okay. Yikes. And there are our two recesses. Not completely done, but we're getting there. Sorry, I'm moving everything around, guys. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that's it for this issue of Star Wars Build the Millennium Falcon. We will be back for issue 68. These two parts and the rest of the panels that's going to complete, well, almost complete the upper rear part of the the aluminum Falcon. Yes, I'm just going to say the aluminum Falcon for today. They're not going to stay in position because there's nothing to screw them to, but there you can at least see a little bit. All right, that's it for this episode, Star Wars Build the Millennium Falcon, issue 67. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm Brad M73. We'll see you next time. Bye for now, guys.